John is John Georgeless. He was born in 1983. He graduated from high school here in Colorado Springs, at the Air Academy High School. His father is a colonel in the U.S. Air Force, now is a practicing radiologist in North Dallas. So yes, John had a prosperous upbringing, and he also was from a storied military family. In fact, I think his grandfather had been wounded twice in the Second World War, had served in the National Security Council staff. It was not exactly what you might stereotypically think of as the background that would lead to being a cleric in the Islamic State. But as the passage that you read suggests, there was a moment in his life where it's almost as if he started to look back at the way that his ancestors had succeeded as war heroes, as his dad was a high school football quarterback, and John, with frail legs, he had a tumor in his femur that caused him to be in a wheelchair for months as a high school student. It just wasn't going to work that way for him. And when he was casting about, at about the age of 19, a normal type of adolescent consideration of what path he might go on, he happened upon the worst possible path. And it's not exactly how every jihadist gets to that, but there is definitely a certain type, and especially a type that occupies a leadership position or that comes from a conversion background, that he represents almost in a paradigmatic way.
And so step by step, what was his sort of gateway drug, and what did he do next, and what did he end up doing? What's he doing now?
Yeah, so John Georgeless was he was flunking out of community college, Blinn College in Central Texas. And I hesitate to describe this as a gateway drug, but he walked into a mosque and he converted. And most people who convert do not become terrorists, of course, but he really went down a very slippery slope by eventually just emailing his parents and saying, my pickup truck, I no longer own it because I sold it to buy a plane ticket to go to Damascus. Once he got to Damascus, he learned Arabic to the degree that by now he could probably pass as a native Syrian. And then over the course of the next decade, he became more and more radical, wandered the earth, and joined different jihadist groups, got married, had some kids, was briefly incarcerated in the United States, and then on the very day that his probation expired, got on a plane to Egypt, landed in Cairo, and a few years later made his way to Syria, and now probably to the city of Raqqa, where he is, as far as I can tell, the top American cleric in the Islamic State. There is no other who is more influential than him.